Well, how do you follow on from that statement? We all know it. It's been read out, it's been spoken, but we all know it instinctively that we are in the middle of change. I'd just like to say one thing: it is not unprecedented of what we are going through. It is unprecedented since colonisation. But my ancestors have passed down the stories of when this has happened before. For those of you who might not know, science has just recently proven that Aboriginal people have been here, at least in Victoria, for 120,000 years. So this is not our first climate change. It's not our first climate change emergency, but it is probably the first climate change emergency that has been caused by humans. There are natural climate changes. We've survived. We are the oldest living culture on Earth because we have adapted. We haven't gone and said we need to change nature. We need to change humanity and the way that we treat nature. That is the law of our people. For the official welcome, Waminjika, Wurundjeri, Biak. Welcome to Wurundjeri country, the land of my ancestors, but also still my land today and the land of my children. It's just that we share it with so many more people. I pay my respects to my elders and my ancestors, past and present. I pay my respects to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people that are here today, their ancestors and their elders, past and present, but also their elders emerging. I would also like to pay my respects to every Indigenous person in this room today, because you are all Indigenous to somewhere. You all have elders. You may not call them elders, but you all have ancestors. You all have people that influence your lives. That's what led you here today. You may have made this decision on your own, you think, the same as I did as a young man growing up, thinking, yes, I've got the answer to this and this is what I want to do. But when I look back and see what I have done, it has always been the influence of my elders and my ancestors. And the same as everyone in this room being here today has been influenced, either by the, might be just by the news, which has been pretty scary, that we should be panicking. And this is the time when we should not be panicking. If we panic, we do have a chance of actually damaging more than we're trying to achieve. The one thing about Aboriginal people was to study. We were the first scientists of this country. And as things changed in this country over those tens of thousands of years, the stories were kept. The mistakes were remembered. These devastating fires are not new. 10 and 15,000 years ago, these were happening, the mega fires. We worked out a system, how to live with fire, how to prepare. And unfortunately, it's taken these mega fires before the Aboriginal people have been asked again. And we're now trying to lead the rest of you how to manage the country. We will need a combination of modern science, but we also need to go as far back in history as we can to learn and remember and practice the ways that actually prevented this from happening. Now, I'd like to say that that's happening just here in Australia, but we know that this is a climate emergency around the world. But still, the Indigenous people from all other countries as well, when they go back far enough into their history, they will have the stories. And they are common threads. So this is the part where I say I pay my respects to our Creator, which is Bunjil, the wedge-tailed eagle. He is our father. And he handed down our law to the Aboriginal people. He handed down one law, the first law, and that is we must care for our mother. And when Bunjil said that, he said we must care for the spirit of our mother as we would care for our physical mother. Because if you can't care for the spirit of your mother, it will reject you. And that's the way that Aboriginal people still live today. Those that still have their connections to country still live that same way. The first thing we do when we get out of bed in the morning and walk outside, we look at country, we look at the spirit of our mother, we ask if she's all right. and then we work out what she needs to be healed. And that's what Connection Country is. It's about healing country. Now, I'm not saying that the Aboriginal people can cure all the ills of the world, but we can all, not just Aboriginal people, but all of us as individuals, not just the government, all of us as individuals can heal our own little bit of country. And we can help our neighbours heal their little bit of country, which was done. Yes, you might hear that there were wars between the Aboriginal people, but when it came to caring for country, because it was first law, LORE, you must care for country, because if you do not, it will reject you. Yes, we are losing species day by day, every day. If Mother Nature had its way, the first thing it would actually make extinct would be humans, because of the abuse that we have given it. Now is our time, thank you, now is our time to actually not look where we can place the blame, but how we can do as Aboriginal people are doing, how we can actually walk country together, heal country, and once we heal country, we will heal ourselves as people and we will survive this climate emergency that is now upon us, not in 20 years, it's here now. Waminjika, Wurundjeri Biak, welcome to Wurundjeri country and thank you very much.